We can go right to Watch This Jerks.
Sure. I watched a whole bunch of stuff because it's been 3 weeks. I watched a couple of good documentaries, though, not music related.
I almost watched this first one, but maybe I don't have to now.
I watched Glitch, the HQ Trivia documentary.
Yes.
Do you remember when HQ Trivia was like gigantic?
It was like 6 months, maybe.
It was closer
Longer?
to 2 years.
Okay.
Which is
Really?
crazy.
2
I know.
years?
2 years. It had a good run. That's what I would say. Like it had a good 2-year run but there was probably 6 months where it was gigantic. And it was a very interesting documentary on how to and how not to run a company and, the pitfalls of that. And, when you come up with these guys, the guys who created HQ Trivia also created Vine.
What was the big there had to be one like sort of big fuck up that they did that sort of.
There were 2 guys who ran the company who founded it. And one guy was very egotistical and wanted to be in charge of everything, but wasn't very good at running things. And then there was another guy who was probably better at running things, but I don't want to spoil the documentary for you.
Good call.
But he had his own problems.
Okay, I may watch this then. It sounds interesting.
So it's really just about, knowing what the right decisions to make, these guys sold Vine for $30 million to Twitter.
Right.
Which a lot of Twitter. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you mean the business that used to be known, that's now known as X, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
X.
sorry.
X used to be called Twitter, and Twitter bought Vine, and then Twitter shut Vine down. And then TikTok happened, and TikTok is just Vine.
Right.
And there was a lot of, I think, a little animosity, a lot of, there's a word I'm looking for that they, that missed opportunity. Jealous, yeah. And also I think they felt like they sold Vine for not enough money. Not that $30 million is anything to laugh at or sneeze at, but maybe if they, held on to it. But also they sold Vine to Twitter before Vine released.
Okay.
So they sold an unproven product. So that's also, they may not have even been able to have launched Vine on their own anyway.
Sure.
So, but then they got fired from Twitter and started HQ Trivia. And then do you remember I remember this when it happened, when a website did an interview with the host and he said he liked eating at Sweet Greens. And the owner of HQ Trivia was like, you can't publish this article. We don't have a deal with Sweet Greens. You can't say you like to eat there.
That was the asshole owner, egotistical asshole owner, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like a whole thing, and it was pretty funny.
That's interesting because I watched something similar. It's a TV series, but it's an Ashley Madison documentary. Remember Ashley Madison?
I do remember it. Didn't they used to advertise on Stern?
Very heavily. And again, egotistical CEO basically wound up being the downfall of the company. We know, of course, they had that huge hack, and of course, it's covered in the documentary. But it's very interesting. You probably don't remember that as a part of the hack, the CEO's emails were all leaked because this was a hack that was basically targeted to bring down the company because people had either a moral problem with the company or the CEO or both, probably both. So they released all of his fucking business emails, and the guy was a fucking asshole and did a lot of shady shit, and it was all just in the emails.
I always assumed that company was fake anyway.
Well, you should watch it. It's 3 episodes, so it's not like super long. I think 3 40-minute episodes.
Oh,
very
3
interesting.
Episodes, one for every woman that actually signed up for Ashley Madison.
Meanwhile, the company is in business today and seems to be doing fine.
Interesting. I did not know
they fired that guy and just sort of.
I watched another really interesting documentary called Unknown Cave of Bones, which is on Netflix. I recommended that to you, Cheapy. Did you watch it or did you not?
No, that sounds scary or something. It sounds like it has bones in it.
It does have bones in it. It is a documentary that follows some anthropologists in South Africa where they claim to have found the world's oldest graveyard.
Okay.
And I'm looking it up to see the name of the species because they're not Homo sapiens. They're something else. And
aliens.
They're aliens.
They're Homo aliens.
and I want to say it's about 40,000 years ago, but that they were the first people to do ritual burial.
Oh,
And-
the Crudes.
Yeah, the
Thinking of
Crudes. The Crudes. And it was in this tunnel that's really difficult to get in and through and out of, but they discovered it, and they discover all these fossils and all these bones. And it's just really interesting how they put these bones together and come up with their conclusions. There are some scientists out there who think that everything they're saying is a crock, and it's just coincidence that all these bones happen to be in the same place.
Got it.
You know, so it's hard to say what's real or what isn't, but it is. I mean, the bones are real. The fossils are real. The species is real. So it's all still very interesting to see and to speculate and to know that there was a time on this planet where there was more than one bipedal species fighting for dominance, essentially. And you know, somehow we were the ones that pulled through, but that may not have necessarily been the case. So I don't know. I think it's worth watching. I thought it was fascinating. Like, I put that on and I did not move for the hour and a half that it was on. I was like, this is crazy. So
Your Apple Watch must have been yelling at you.
it did. It said, stand up, close your ring. But
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Horrible name, by the way. Unknown Cave of Bones. Like, they're not even trying.
It's like unknown : Cave of Bones.
Oh.
So, yeah.
That's not much better.
No, it isn't. It's still bad. It's a terrible title.
All right. What else?
I also watched 65.
I'm going to try to guess what that's about.
Okay, you guess what it's about.
I know what it's about.
Babe Ruth or something?
No,
Close.
no,
Okay. Hank Aaron.
no.
Close. Keep going.
I'm out of baseball players, I think.
Are you trying to think of the Jackie Robinson movie?
No.
Because that movie was also did have a number title.
It was lower than this one.
Roger Maris? No,
No.
he's like 61 or something.
That's how many home runs he hit in a season.
Yeah.
That was a
42 was
different.
Jackie Robinson's number.
So
Yeah,
who's
42 is
65?
65.
I'm assuming that no, it's not that.
No, that's
No,
not.
65 touchdowns or something? No,
No,
I'm way
it's-
all right.
it's
I'm
not-
getting
it's not a-
colder. I'm getting colder.
It's not a true story, and it's not a sports reference.
Oh, fuck.
This is Laser Guns and Dinosaurs.
This is
Oh,
Laser
it's
Guns and
that Adam
Dinosaurs.
Driver movie
This is
that looks
that
like a
Adam
fucking
Driver.
ass.
Hey, you're right.
I knew it. It was ass. I mean, it's supposed to be ass, so I just assumed it was ass.
It was. I thought it would be at least dumb fun. It wasn't even that dumb fun.
He can't carry
But,
it. It's so much. It's so assy. He can't.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it does need him to carry the whole movie. So
He's busy.
yeah,
I'm still
I got
gonna
a lot
watch
of. You're gonna watch it? Why?
Yeah, it's on the list.
short. It's short. It's
Why?
weird.
It's short. It's got dinosaurs and laser guns.
But it's bad. You know it's bad.
This is where the movie kind of lost
Maybe
me.
maybe the
and,
sequel will be better.
and maybe this will be better for you to know, Ship. The dinosaurs in the movie
Don't spoil it for me.
Are Jewish.
are all Jewish. They're all circumcised, and they wear yarmulkes. No, they're not real dinosaurs.
No shit.
Like, they take liberties with what the dinosaurs are, even
Oh.
though it's supposed to be Earth 65 million years ago. Like,
Right.
they
These
don't
woke
hide that.
dinosaurs. What's going on here?
But like the
Gayosaurus.
dinosaurs are like, oh yeah, it's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but it's got arms now.
But it's got pronouns.
Wait, it
Yeah.
has arms. It always had arms.
Long ones.
like yeah, like real arms.
Oh, okay.
Like go gadget arms.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
dinosaurs. I saur a lot of dinosaurs in Toronto
Why did you see? I mean, like
They're at
walking
the-
around.
at the they're at the national or no, I don't know, the History Museum, whatever it is, Canada Tour of History Museum. We've got a lot of
Nice.
dinosaurs, like an
Like
absurd
visiting
amount
the
of
museum?
dinosaurs. Like they just have so many dinosaurs. It's like the Natural History Museum in New York City,
Right.
Mhm.
but it seems like it's so much bigger. It's just like so many dead animals. Like just they just
Have
keep
all of them.
going. Like every dead animal you could want, they have it. And then they have so many dinosaurs. It's yeah. Speaking of animals, I watched Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
So did I. I
That can't
also
be
watched.
good.
I
Don't-
also watched Transformers.
It's
Rise of
not
the
as
Beast.
good as Bumblebee, but
Okay.
I still prefer it to any of those Michael Bay
Okay.
Transformers movies.
It's still not very good.
Would I like it at all? Well, I would
No.
hate. No.
You would not really
no,
like it.
you would hate every second of it.
But my kids loved it, right?
Sure,
like,
they're young
and that's
children.
That's what these are 4, right?
Mm.
I think these are more for kids now. Like
really?
since Bumblebee and this one, it's like for a younger age group than
Is it
doesn't
PG or
take itself-
PG-13? That's the question.
it's probably PG-13 just
Right.
because it has violence. But I still
Yeah.
think it's
Okay.
oriented
Is
more towards
Grimlock
kids.
is in it or no?
No Grimlock.
No Grimlock. You have Optimus Primal.
Fuck
Yeah.
that. I
Optimus
I fucking
Primal
hated
and-
those
and
beast
Peter.
things when they came out, and they can never make that good.
They're not the main.
It is
Characters so
a
much,
it is a
though.
woke indictment of the American healthcare system.
Is it now?
So
Oh, I saw a good movie.
How do you like? Do you like Pete Davidson?
you know what? I think we've talked about this before. I was not a Transformer kid growing up,
We've talked about this. You were a GoBots guy.
but
No.
one of the very
they don't
one
exist.
one of the few Transformers I owned was Mirage.
Well, there you go. You're all in.
So it was kind of like, oh, it's like the one I had.
But he's not even the right car anymore, is he?
No.
No, he's Jazz.
But he does turn into that
Get
car
this. Come on.
for like a second.
For a second, he does
For a
turn into
second,
the.
He turns
He
into
does
the
turn
racer.
into like the Formula One race car or
Yep.
whatever.
Great.
Yep, he does for a
Or
second.
Indy car.
And
or
Right.
whatever.
I got that reference.
Good job.
I pulled the
My kids got that reference too.
I understand that reference. Yeah,
Mhm.
because
and
it was
then there's a
the
big thing at the
Transformer I had.
end. That made me clap. Made my
Did
kids
you clap? Did you clap at the end?
Devastator? Is it Devastator?
Mike, no.
Is
Do you
it
think it would have
Grimlock?
been better if they may have if they telegraphed that ending a little bit more, like if his real name was the real name of one of them, and only like if you really were a super nerd you would get the reference right away, and very few people would have. Like, you could tell me the real name of maybe 95% and I wouldn't know that that was what it was.
Okay.
So I'm thinking,
I like how carefully we're dancing around.
I know.
the
Yeah.
spoiler
but do you
of,
think
Rise
it
of the
would have
Beast.
ruined the movie or made it better if it was a real name? So when the movie's over, you could look it up and be like, "Oh my god, that's so and so."
That's Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He's back.
I don't know. I thought like it's considered a failure, this movie, I guess, but it also made like double its budget anyway. So I think it's just considered a failure in Transformers movie
Right.
realm. But I'm hopeful for a sequel. I mean, it was an inoffensive movie.
Just what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Do you like Optimus Prime with terrible morals? Like he hasn't figured out his moral compass
Ugh,
yet?
why?
It's the 90s. We must kill the humans.
Oh, he's not sure about the humans at this point?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not sure about the humans.
He
I'm
hasn't made
not
it- what are you
working with
doing?
any
Come on.
humans.
These humans are too small. We should just kill them.
Mirage.
If you step on a few, it's okay. You're doing your best.
Mirage, you've never been in any of the movies in the future, but you're here now. I need your help. Mirage.
Mirage, I heard you have a huge cock. Whip it out. Oh, it's Pete Davidson. It's
Mhm.
Mirage. I got ads for that movie, and it was promoting that it was Pete Davidson as Mirage. That was the A1
He's the
selling
main,
point.
He's the main character.
He is?
I mean, yeah. Mirage is the main character.
He's
What?
the main. He's the main Transformer. Yeah.
Oh, God. He's always like a B level character. Come on. What are we doing?
No, B was the main character of the last movie.
Yeah. B is
Come
in this
on.
one. Good one. Good one.
The Bumblebee was always like, he was always involved somehow, even though he sucks. I never understood that. Anyway, I saw too much Transformers. We're too old for
Okay.
this. I saw. I'm too old for this. I saw they cloned Tyrone on Netflix. Do you know that movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Jamie Foxx and John Boyega.
I did not realize that was John Boyega in the movie until I had paused it about 3/4 of the way through, and his name came up on the screen. Because he's got a lot of, I don't know, he's got a lot of acting or something in the movie, or
acting.
prosthetics. I'm not sure, one or both of those things.
He did a lot of acting in this one. Okay.
And maybe
Interesting.
prosthetic grill. He's got a grill. You know what a grill is, Ship?
No, I'm not familiar with
Yes.
90s slang.
Ship, you know what? I mean, Wombat, you know what a grill is?
Yes, I know what a grill is.
Yes, I know what a grill is.
Oh.
It's been the same slang for 30 years.
Oh, well, then why'd you say no?
It was sarcasm.
Well, come on, Ship, you can't get a read on Ship.
Raj
Anyway,
had a grill.
Did he? I would
car
believe
form.
it. I would believe
In
it
car form, he
100%.
did.
Tattoos. Did he have a lot of tattoos, Mirage? Anyway, this movie is a very good movie. They cloned Tyrone. As you might think, it's, when you watch the trailer, it looks like a science fiction sort of black exploitation film, that type of style. But it's obviously has a lot of allegory in it and it's making a lot of statements about black people and how they are treated in society. It's super well done, to the point where I looked up the director and the writer of the movie to see what they had done before, just to see if I could go back to their catalog. And they were both very new. So I thought that was really cool. But yet the cool thing about this movie is you can enjoy it just as a straight up action movie, or you can think about it deeper if you want. It works on both levels, and that's hard to pull off. So They Cloned Tyrone on Netflix is very good. I'm very curious to hear about Twisted Metal.
I have good news and bad news. I watched Twisted Metal, but I only watched the first episode.
Okay.
So I have not watched.
This is a Peacock joint?
Yeah, I have not watched a lot of Twisted Metal. I only had time to watch the first episode. It's all right. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I actually liked it more than I thought. It's obviously a little, it's violent. It's supposed to be funny. It leans towards action comedy, I guess.
Right. Hard to pull off. Kind of hard to pull off.
Who's the lead?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie.
Oh, it is. Okay, because I'm rewatching that right now.
You get to see Anthony Mackie's bare ass. So if you ever wondered what his butt looks like, you get to see it.
Oh God, every movie now, it's all the dudes are naked now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's naked dude in this, at least in the first episode. I just don't know, and I know it sounds so hypocritical from someone who plays video games all the time. I don't know if I like ultra violent TV that much. If that's what I want to relax to, is something where it's
totally
not to spoil the first episode, but someone has to make a decision, and this decision they make is to shoot themselves in the head.
That's from the game, I feel, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Canon? It sounds familiar.
I don't know. But I'm
I don't really remember the Twisted Metal story.
Twisted Metal Black? You didn't play the shit out of Twisted Metal Black to get the story endings?
I saw all the endings.
Yeah, they were so good.
They were cool. Yep, my favorite was The Preacher.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would hope that they would draw from that, because it seemed like they put a little effort into creating backstory.
I think I'm not going to say they definitely put some effort into it. I just don't know if it's something that I'm going to want to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was all set to watch an episode of it until I realized it was on Peacock.
Right.
I decided I'm not going to sign up for Peacock.
Wait a minute. Would you sign up if they have the guy? They have the guy whose arms are in the big tires, and he just
Axel.
Yeah, is he in it?
Not that I know of.
Oh, if he's in it, then you gotta sign up for Peacock. That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I did also start watching the new season of Futurama, the reboot of the reboot of the reboot of Futurama.
We have more money to hand out.
It's good. It's cute. It's more Futurama. It's got all your favorite characters and references to episodes from the early 2000s.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. It's not as good as those episodes, but what is.
Right.
Also, which I didn't put on here, is I've also started the new season of Harley Quinn, which has 4 episodes out, and that's really good. I like that show. That show I enjoy.
Do you watch Good Omens?
No.
We watch it, but I'm not crazy about it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's like the heaven and hell thing. It's a little
there's a lot of ads for it.
It must cost a lot. It looks like it costs a lot of money, and it's kind of too cutesy for its own good, maybe. And I'm just not. It just kind of exists. You know what I mean? I'm not crazy about it, but Mrs. Cheapy seems to like it. Is that it for Watch This, Bitches? Oh, we got one comment from Jamal. He wrote in. He asked if we watched Missing, the Lucy Blackman case on Netflix. That is based on the book The People Who Eat Darkness, which I talked about many years ago. It's about a hostess who, she was I believe, British hostess that went missing in Japan, in Tokyo, and it's pretty dark, So they made a Netflix series about it. I haven't watched it because the book is so dark. I don't feel like I need to go back there. I think I lived it once was enough. We know people are bad.